My name is Lynn McBrier, and I thank you all for being here this afternoon. We're very excited about these new projects and the new nature of your Erie Community Foundation with transformational philanthropy as one of our main missions. It is my honor today to introduce you to the first of our two guest speakers. Dr. Roy Church served as the president of Lorain County Community College for 30 years. His presentations on the positive effects of a community college are inspiring, as Roy has seen firsthand how a community college can transform a region similar to Erie, Pennsylvania. Under Roy's leadership, the Lorain County Community College has helped local businesses attract and retain a qualified workforce while raising the overall academic achievement levels of the entire county. Roy also serves as the chair of the Curriculum Committee for Empower Erie, the group working here to establish a community college. Please join me in welcoming Roy to the podium.
Thank you very much, Lynn. I'm absolutely delighted with that introduction. You know, I always, when I receive nice introductions like that, I'm reminded of Will Rogers when he was speaking out in Arizona and a crusty old miner was doing the intro for him. And the miner said, "I don't know much about our speaker today. I do know he's never been in jail, but I don't know why." So I appreciate a positive introduction that really helps set the stage for what your community college is intended to do. I want to compliment the Erie Community Foundation on its transformational initiatives. Certainly growing talent and creating jobs are a foundation for transforming a community like Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie is very similar to Lorain, Ohio, a county of 300,000 people, with a heavy manufacturing base that has been undergoing a dramatic change during the digital revolution. I want to talk a little bit more about that. I want to congratulate certainly the leadership for your Erie Community Foundation, Tim Hunter and the entire board. That is the leadership that enables this process to have an impact like we anticipate these initiatives will have on Erie, Pennsylvania. I also think that it takes leadership in a community foundation. I've worked with community foundations throughout my 45 years in college leadership, and this is one of the most extraordinary community foundations that I have seen. Mike Batchelor certainly provides extraordinary leadership. I have to tell you that I got connected to this foundation through George Espy, who is a vice president for development with this foundation. He was actually with the Community Foundation in Lorain County, Ohio, and then headed the Grant Makers Forum, which is the association of all of the community foundations throughout the state of Ohio. So I've got great respect for the leadership that you have, and I know that's part of the reason you have such initiatives going forward here. I also am very excited about Empower Erie. I don't know if Ron DiNicola, the president of Empower Erie, got here yet. I know he's on his way if he didn't. But a group of very serious citizens that are looking to make a difference in this community have gotten together and have joined and already contributed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of leadership to try to build a grassroots development that will end up with a comprehensive community college serving Erie, Ohio. Why a community college? Why is it critical? Why is it critical today? We did an extensive needs assessment trying to understand exactly where Erie is today and what are the challenges that it faces. And I guess the overarching rationale for developing a comprehensive community college for Erie County is that today we are experiencing the impact of the second wave of the digital revolution. As all of you know, that when there is a disruptive technology like the microprocessor, It takes a long time and many compounding innovations to really bring that, that technology to fruition where it impacts all aspects of our lives. You know, it took 50 years for electricity to develop to the point that it impacted every aspect of American life. It has been about 50 years since the microprocessor was introduced that started the digital revolution across the United States. Most of you here probably have an iPhone in your pocket. Hopefully it's turned off or on silent. But that iPhone was introduced by Steve Jobs only in 2004. By 2007, its impact took off when it had compounding developments in 4 or 5 other technology development areas like Wi-Fi, like networking, the storage capacity, and software development. 2007 has been identified as an inflection year where the digital revolution is again accelerating and is promising to change everything. Promising to change manufacturing, healthcare, business services, education in many different ways. Now, historically, we've seen about 30% of the jobs in the economy requiring a college degree. Today, there's an evolving consensus that 65% of all jobs in the economy in the next 10 years will require post-secondary credentials. Where does Erie stand? Erie has about 33%, 34% of the workforce has a credential beyond high school. A little bit below the national average in each of the categories, but not terribly below. But at the level where individuals in the workforce have no more than a high school diploma, Erie is way behind. 28% nationally, Erie has 40% of the workforce that has no preparation beyond high school. Now, one of the things that's happened in this digital revolution is that the number of jobs requiring a bachelor's degree or above have remained about the same. So there are a little less than 30% of the jobs require a bachelor's degree or higher, but we got 65% of the jobs that require post-secondary credentials. How are we going to provide those credentials? That's where the comprehensive community college comes to play. And we believe that the opportunities to develop that kind of a college right here in Erie, Pennsylvania are dramatic. Now, when I indicated that there's an evolving consensus that a high percentage of the jobs of the future require post-secondary education, that comes from Department of Labor, it comes from national associations, it's even coming from governments across the country. In the state of Ohio, Governor John Kasich is right now in the process of trying to ensconce the 65% goal in state law. So states are taking this very seriously, and if in fact you're going to consider transforming the economy of Erie County, Pennsylvania, have to figure out a way to address that need. Now, not only is it an imperative for economic transformation, it's also an imperative for individuals. One of the strongest correlations with per capita income growth for individuals is the level of education. And we know that when individuals have the opportunity to get access to that further education, we see the education attainment levels for entire communities continuing to rise, and that leads to increases in per capita income. So how do you go about that? How do you grow the talent pool to fill the gap that I've been describing? Well, first of all, you support and celebrate what currently exists. Erie, Pennsylvania's got wonderful higher education institutions, wonderful universities, has got educational programs that have had historic success. Those need to be supported and celebrated. The community college that is being developed is intended to add to not duplicate what is already here. The need is to try to create a stronger base to feed more individuals, certainly to the baccalaureate degree and beyond, but then also, and perhaps more expansively, fill this space from high school to the technical level jobs that are expanding in the economy. Now, why a community college? Why a comprehensive community college? Because these institutions are locally focused, locally controlled, locally accountable. So this community college, as it evolves, will use every resource that it attains to meet the needs of Erie County. It'll be governed locally. We're responsible to the citizens of this community. Certainly it'll have an impact on the state as well as the region. But in order to take it to scale, we have to put in place a variety of programs that focus on where the jobs are. So what we've done is we have, through the needs analysis, identified program and career pathways that will enable individuals to get to the jobs of tomorrow and to be there with the skills and abilities that help drive growth and change within our companies and within the economy. We need to enhance the pipeline as well as fulfill the gap. Now, in each of these program areas, when you have an opportunity to look, and I would encourage you to go to empowererie.com and actually look at the program offerings that are envisioned. But the reality is these are all focused on the future. Recognizes what currently is today, but focuses on what needs to be developed tomorrow and embraces the digitalization of the computer revolution that we're involved with. Community colleges are designed to be the lowest cost alternative in the higher education continuum. It does that through a variety of ways, but it does it by design. It does it in a way that enables tuition rates in this environment to be projected at $105 per credit hour for about $2,400 per year. Now, the next lowest cost alternative currently available is $8,900 per year. So it is an opportunity for individuals to be able to begin their educational opportunity beyond high school and to get the skills and abilities they need to be players in the economy at a relatively modest cost. Affordability through the needs assessment was identified as the #1 barrier to access to college by residents of this community and by potential high school students that would want to take advantage of the opportunity going forward. The programs are going to be connected to employment at every step of the way. One of the things that we know is that if individuals are engaged in their educational offering in a way that connects them to real work opportunities in the field they want to study, their motivation is higher, their success rates are higher, their persistence is higher, and achievement of their goals is higher. So our programs will be focused on working with business and industry to provide intrusive guided pathways, support, work-based learning, and connections to employment through internships and co-ops. Partnership-based, the community college will consistently look at the environment, try to identify what is most needed, and try to help others fill the gap along with using its own resources. So the intention is to work with business and industry in partnership, to work with K-12. You know, if you look across the country, community colleges that are well established are serving 15 to 20% of high school students with college level coursework while the students are still in high school, getting them connected to their future goals and opportunities. So we'll make a commitment to partnering with the high schools in that process. And we'll be partnering with other higher education institutions in the area so that we don't duplicate the offerings insofar as possible and try to deliver the broadest, most comprehensive program to raise educational attainment in this community in a variety of ways. So what do we project to be the outgrowth of that? Well, nationally, 4.5% of all adults over 18 years of age are in a community college. Now, I don't want to scare anybody, but 4.5% of the population 18 years and older here in Erie would be over 12,000 students. What's interesting is that's roughly the size of Lorain County Community College, serving a community of 300,000 people today. Now, they've got a long ways to go, and a community college starting here would start incrementally. It would start modestly with a projected 229 students full-time in its first year of operation, and another 700 individuals taking courses on a part-time basis. You know, in community colleges, about 60% of the students are over the traditional age of 18 to 22. They're working in the community, they got families and jobs, and so they go to school on a part-time basis and try to pursue increasing their education. So we would start modestly, but we have a lot of room to grow, as I indicate from that national comparison. Now, one of the things that community colleges are able to do through the comprehensive educational base in a community is to help a community balance the impact of accelerated change. If we're talking about this next level of the digital revolution, we're going to see more and more residents in our communities feeling left behind. And one of the ways to address that challenge is to enable people to connect to furthering their own education and feeling like they're able to better connect themselves to a positive and constructive future. So we would hope that would in fact be the case. And then lastly, the community college will be a partner with the other initiative to help grow the jobs. One of the things community colleges do, because they are grassroots institutions, they're close to home, they work with businesses and with those who want to start businesses, is that we will help focus on how do you start new enterprises, how do you support them, how do you commercialize new technologies, how do you work with other colleges and universities to build a fabric of innovation in this community that will lead to job growth. So, leading to a brighter future, certainly raising educational attainment, increasing per capita income, and growing new jobs. Your new community college promises to grow the talent for a prosperous Erie and to help grow the innovation-based economy for the future. My congratulations to the Erie Community Foundation and to Empower Erie for the great start you have on this transformative initiative. Thank you very much.